Bro, I still need to play the new Zelda that comes out before I get into any other games.
That's what I've been doing.
I'm
for
not
the past
touching that
4
for a
days.
little
Are you not touching that?
I think I'm gonna chill out for a little bit. I'm good.
It's so good though.
I know
It's so
it's good. I just
Is it as good as people are making it out to be? Is it better than Breath of the Wild?
It's like, I don't know. It's obviously a direct sequel. Like it literally takes place right after the events of the first game.
Yeah.
But kind of also is like the lore behind it is also like kind of prequel-y as well. So like it's the events that are happening in real time are after the first game, but the story is more so about before the first game.
Is the story better?
I think the story's a lot better.
Okay,
Yeah, for sure. I think the story in the second game is a lot better because you actually like get to find out more about like Zelda and you know, the kind of state of Hyrule at the time. And like Ganon in this game is just he's such a Chad. He's so hot. I'm just saying it right now.
What?
I'm saying it right now. This like because there's full on voice acting now, and
hell yeah.
and Ganon and like all these characters are like just full on talking.
Oh, fuck
and
yeah.
the Japanese voice.
Does Link talk?
No, Link still just goes as he usually does. But like, when you go to like certain areas in the game where you can pinpoint pieces of Zelda's past, there's just full voice acted cutscenes.
Nice.
And Ganon's Japanese voice is fucking hot. I'm just gonna say it outright. It's fucking badass.
Does he sound like Jotaro? I imagine he sounds like Jotaro.
He's like a cross between Jotaro and Dio. Yeah. It's fucking badass. Yeah, but like the power-ups are completely different now that you get. Like, so in like Breath of the Wild, it's like a lot of it had to do with like using bombs and stuff like that, right? And the Sheikah Slate stuff. This time it's way more like, I guess, craft based.
Yeah, it's like Banjo-Kazooie nuts and bolts.
It's like Minecraft, basically.
Yeah, I saw like the vehicle building like system that they had, and that looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, using that in like all the temples to like kind of basically craft shit to get over certain puzzles is so fucking satisfying when you get it right. And just some of the shit I've seen on Twitter of
Bro,
just
Breath of the Wild speedrunners are gonna beat that game in 10 seconds.
oh, bro. Like some of the shit I've seen on Twitter of people making these like insane contraptions, and like I saw a Japanese dude on Twitter who just made like a full-on Gundam.
Holy shit.
He made like a functioning Gundam that just fucking walks and shoots lasers through his hands and shit, and just destroys a bokoblin village. And so it's just like, I feel like the creative side of like Breath of the Wild is just like amplified tenfold in this new game.
People have been really creative about how to torture fucking Koroks.
Oh,
or whatever, right? I've seen so many Twitter memes and Twitter threads being like, this is how we've committed war crimes against Koroks. Here, a thread.
Isn't it the same map as Breath of the Wild?
It's pretty much the same map, but now there's like an extra layer above it and an extra layer below it. So now it's literally like Minecraft, where it's like they have like kind of this underground layer, which is an exact copy of the surface, but it's like the nether in Minecraft. Right. So you go down and like the enemies are harder. It's harder to heal. There are more resources and stuff like that. And then there's also islands in the sky that you can fly up to, and there's like extra little layers there. So the world is like 3 times bigger now from the Breath of the Wild.
I just know it's gonna be addictive.
I know. I've been playing it for the past like I think I've already sunk like 40, 50 hours into that game.
Jesus.
Yeah, it sounds like it's even bigger than Breath of the Wild, which I already put enough hours in.
Yeah.
Are the puzzles any better? Because I know like one of the big criticisms was that, it's missing the Zelda magic because the puzzles aren't as good as they were before.
I think the puzzles in this one, at least for me personally, are a little bit more challenging because you do have to kind of get more creative with the puzzle. I mean, some of the puzzles are like just a walk in the park, where it's just like more of a tutorial on how to use certain abilities and shit. But like some puzzles I was like legitimately stuck on for like a long time. Like others I literally just had to like cheese it. Just being like, I'm pretty sure this is not the intended way of doing it, but I still got through it.
I think they know that. I think they know that you can cheese it, and I think that's part of the joy, right?
I think so.
Cheesing a game is fun.
It's like, I'm pretty sure this isn't the way I was supposed to do it, but I still did it anyway, and that's pretty hype.
I feel like you're smarter than the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Like Zelda, like Breath of the Wild, especially, and the new game as well. It just seems like a game built for speedrunners. Speedrunners are like frothing at the mouth, being like, how can we break this game in the most efficient way possible?
I mean, I think like the Breath of the Wild 80% speed run is like 20 something minutes or something.
Yeah,
which is like stupid to watch. It's just like, I've never seen a game from like the modern era be that fucking destroyed by speedrunners. Like ever. It is beautiful to watch.
Yeah, I really want to play. I do really want to play. It's just I also want a life as well. And I know I know it's like one or the other, which is the big reason why I still haven't played Elden Ring. It's just like it's those games where like I know once I start, I'm not stopping until I finish it.
I mean, that's why I was like kind of dreading, stepping into Honkai.
Yeah,
because I was like, I already am obsessed with one game.
Yeah, but that game plays itself.
I do not want to balance the other game.
Okay, but like the thing. Okay, part of the reason I am into games like Honkai and Genshin and stuff like that, it's because are they better games than other AAA games out there? I would say, especially Genshin, no. Genshin is not better than something like Breath of the Wild, but is it more manageable to play through a game like that for me? At least for me, than a AAA game that I'm going to spend hours and hours in. Yes, it is more manageable. I can load up Honkai on my phone and I could play for a little bit, and that's no issue at all. When I get into a game like Zelda or Elden Ring, I'm like there for 8 hours.
Yeah. Well, that's how like the game, I feel like they almost trick you, like mobile games like that, because like it's like how sometimes you think that like watching a YouTube video is easier and more convenient than watching Netflix or something, because you think that like, I can just pause at any time and stop.
Yeah,
and it's low risks. It's not a big thing. It's not like a AAA movie, right?
Yeah.
But I think you end up probably spending more time playing like Honkai or Genshin or whatever, because you feel like it's so easy to play it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, just because you feel at any time you can stop and there's no pressure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like because they allow you and almost encourage you, and it's advertised in a way, and the game feels low stakes, so you don't feel like, I'm just gonna play a little bit, and then you play for like 5 hours, and then you tune out. Like, I mean, Elden Ring is more like, I'm committing to this boss. I gotta do this.
Like for me, that's what makes gacha games so, I guess, appealing to me, is that there is that choice. There is that choice between like, okay, sometimes I just want to grind out the story of Honkai and Genshin and I play for like 5 hours or something. That's great. And then sometimes I can just load up my phone, do like a single side quest, and then that's completely fine as well. I'm always making some kind of progress, and depending on what my schedule is like and what my life is like at the time, it always fits the schedule, like no matter what. And that's what makes it just so much more accessible, and the fact that you can play it fucking anywhere. You can play it on the PC. I sound like an ad read right now, but that genuinely is why I play them. Because it's just suited towards my gaming style.
You just need that experience though that blows your mind, and that's like Elden Ring. Sometimes you just need that.
I don't know, okay,
life-changing experience.
Okay, back to the hashtag ad, but Honkai has like genuinely surprised me. I genuinely think it is a good game with moments that I did not expect from a gacha game. Like there are moments later in the story, which I'm not gonna spoil, but like made me like genuinely like, holy shit, this is not just gacha game good. This is just like good now, and it's like. It worries me as well, just because it's making a shit ton of money. And while I do like Honkai, I don't want every game in the gaming industry to be like a gacha game, because at the moment right now, Honkai feels more like a AAA game with gacha elements, right? Which
I don't know. I mean, I think the turn-based combat when that's happening, I'm like, this is good. And we go to the overworld, I'm like, you know what I mean? Like it's a great game. It was fun. It was just like, this feels like super limited and very like, I don't know. It didn't feel that.
I haven't played enough to say any opinion, but like from the little I did play last night on stream, I'm a little bit on Connor's side in that instance, where like the actual gameplay, like battle elements.
Yeah, I think that's
were,
like really polished.
Incredible.
Oh yeah,
really polished.
They've crushed it on the turn-based combat. They managed to make turn-based combat feel kind of exciting. Which I like, because normally I don't like turn-based combat because I just think it's boring. But they've done it in a way that feels pretty active, and it's very flashy.
Yeah, I made the joke on stream yesterday where I was like, finally, I can play a turn-based RPG and not have a dead stream. Because you play any other turn-based RPG game on stream and it just does not do well. You can't play like a Final Fantasy on stream and it do well consistently.
I mean, I just played the RPG as well, right? And that was turn-based combat. And that did like, I mean, it sounds fucking weird to praise a dismemberment system, but like, that was a kind of gameplay that was kind of exciting.
Yeah.
And the real
because there was that tension there, right?
Yeah, and the
it's
fact
unique.
that if you get hit, there was consequences.
Yeah.
Whereas
Yeah.
in a lot of turn-based combat, and kind of in Genshin too, I don't really fucking give a shit if I die. I
Yeah.
feel like there's no consequences for dying or failing a fight, so I rarely care.
I think I'm starting to get sold on turn-based combat. There are still some systems like it's so.
Join us.
Yeah, I mean, it's so weird, right? Because I really, really like the Honkai turn-based combat system but that's just because there's something about it that just feels so satisfying, and I don't know why it's really satisfying. Maybe it is the flashiness. Maybe it is my monkey brain going, ooh, pretty colors, like good sounds.
The ults are pretty fucking flashy.
Yeah, because the thing is, it's not that complicated compared to other turn-based combat systems I've played. In fact, it's very, very similar to the Trails series, which I got into before.
You look at Final Fantasy and you're like, how many fucking magic spells do I have? And I got to manage all the buffs and debuffs. Like in the Honkai is like 2 buttons and an ult.
Yeah, and I will say this, as someone who's like now finished the first 2 games of like the Trails series, I fucking hate the combat system, man. It's turn-based and it's more complex than Honkai, but I just find it boring, man. It is, to me, it's just boring, and I don't know why. Maybe it is. Maybe I am just a basic ass gamer who wants pretty colors and nice music. But that to me, like
that's important though.
Music is such a big factor in whether I enjoy video games, especially if I'm doing something as mindless as like turn-based combat. Yes,
that's why Persona is the GOAT.
Yeah. That's why Persona is the GOAT.
That's the whole reason why.
And like one thing I'll say, like Honkai has fucking great music, and I'm like, that's all I need.
They did not have to go that hard.
They went so fucking hard.
The boss theme, they did not have to go that hard.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.